But we can go right into it because guess what? The whole point of this show was also surprises in the general sense so far. So, topic 2, team surprises. And that's why I say I think that's one of the big things is how you've seen this coaching staff coach the team this year immediately. Last year the O-line was not exactly the coaching staff's fault. That was because of injury to Bedford. And they had to shuffle the line a lot. But they couldn't find the right mix. This year, that was our concern too, was can they find that right O-line mixture? They found it.
Yeah, I mean, how much of Bedford have we even seen this year?
Not a lot. I need to check on. Is he still 100% even?
And you know, the other thing is, everybody was like, "Oh, we went out and got this, this big back in Mackay Hughes." I mean, one of the things I saw earlier this week is this guy going to transfer out? Because he's just not getting any playing time at all. I
Well,
don't even know if they brought him on the trip.
well, he wasn't in the game at all. Yeah, no, he was not. I think one of the things, and we talked about this before with Mackay Hughes, was there was stipulation of whether it was did he just want to go to Oregon and then maybe get better, even though he was really good at Tulane, or also because he wanted to spend some time playing football with his brother in Offord. They thought that could be a strong potential of why also. So, I don't know. I can't say. Obviously, that's we're guessing, but it don't matter because right now, despite that, there was a great topic earlier on Cover 3 about teams reloading, and I think that they brought up something that I thought about and we talked about before the year, and 100% correct. This is Dan's real first team.
Absolutely, yeah.
These are literally his guys that he recruited, brought in. They're all either freshmen, redshirt freshmen, sophomores, juniors. Like this is his team now. Plus just the plug and play transfers here and there to help fill some gaps.
Right, that he's brought in.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, one of the surprises of this team is the secondary. What is the secondary built of outside of Thieneman and Kennedy and Kennedy?
Iffy and Offord, I believe, are the two.
No, Offord. I think is going to redshirt. He's not real. He's not really out there. He had a few blown coverages, but I mean, the point is, the whole point of this is that it's all redshirt freshmen and even true freshmen. And then you've got, of course, you've got Lopa back there. You've got some guys that have some experience, but a lot of these are really young players who have never seen extensive playing time. And now you're seeing them play, and you're like, holy shit.
I believe I saw so far through 5 games, Iffy's been thrown at 2 receptions for 16 yards, and the other side has caught 4 for like 62 yards. So combined, they've given up less than 100. They gave up nothing to Penn State.
Yeah, that was the big one. Nothing. All of Penn State's
was underneath. Everything was in front.
Or it was, breakdown plays where the coverage, like the linebackers, had some time. Aller started running and scrambling. He does those off-platform throws. He's really good at those. Aller's really good at those ones. I don't know why. The hardest throws a quarterback can make, Aller fucking nails those ones. I don't know what it is. Like that 4th and 10 in the Big Ten title game last year. Under pressure, bombs it. And like somehow, Those are those ones like, what? But the whole point is a lot of this defense, especially the secondary primarily, is really young. Oh, don't put that pressure, Clint. Don't put that pressure. Don't put that
I mean, it's
I'm,
possible.
let's get to like game 8 or 9, and then we'll we'll talk about Heisman potential. Natty, I don't know. We have a lot to do. I know. I saw that, and I was commenting on Clint first. Dick, come on. We gotta talk to our gotta love our Beaver brothers over here. They're having a rough fucking year. Okay.
Yeah, he needs to find a new team, Clint. We take we take strays.
They're having a rough year. They're having a rough season. I have a tweet later from Mr. Beeve on X also.
Oh God.
A couple days ago. I just found when I find a one I find kind of funny, I just bookmark it and I pull it up every week. So it could be actually about 4 days old, but hey, sue me.
Yeah.
Yes, Troy, you are correct. It is funny still, but yeah, that's the one thing I've been seeing everyone rant about is this is how it ended against Oregon in the Big Ten title game. This is how it ended against Notre Dame in the playoffs, and here we ended again against Oregon in the same fashion. It's like,
yeah.
Some habits are hard to break. Habits are a bitch. I mean, especially bad ones. Yikes. Jesus.
Oh shit.
Well, like I said, they can go get Mike Gundy. Remember that tweet from last week? Maybe Mike Gundy was just in the wrong OSU uniform. I don't think he would let us. He's like, not until you win the goddamn natty.
Yeah. We got to win the natty.
Let's see. Oh, team surprises. The D line. Also, we were talking about the O line, how they've gelled together. The D line, another question mark area a little bit. Very impressive against. I mean, again, against Penn State, they gave up 139 rushing yards. What was like 70 of that in like the fourth quarter, maybe, or maybe like
Josh Pate on Monday was like, where did those 139 yards even come from?
Because mostly the fourth quarter.
He said that they just didn't have nothing.
Yeah, it had to have been mostly in that fourth quarter comeback. That was primarily it. Because it was like, what was it? I mean, the overall average throughout the entire game, it was four yards a carry. Now Oregon wasn't a whole lot better; they were 4.5, but for 176 yards. But that's what Penn State's supposed to do, is run the ball. And I think until the third quarter, they were like 2.7 yards a carry or something like that. Like, it was just abysmal.
Yeah, it was
for them.
Rough.
So, shout out to the defense overall, but especially the D line. Yeah, shout out to them because that was
Tosh
good.
Lapoy is just, that guy's on another level.
Well, him and Dan just mesh so well together. They just know what each other is thinking in certain ways and what to expect. And again, Dan does have that, like what Moose said about the coaching style. Is like Dan just has his foot in everything, but lets his coaches do what it does, do what they do. But he says, "This is what I want," and they execute also, but at a higher level.
Yeah, I think I was watching an NFL game yesterday, and somebody was saying something about uh, how does this shit keep happening? Why are these guys missing tackles? Blah 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 or whatever, And I was like, uh, I said it's why I look at like a coach like Dan Lanning and how coaching does make a difference because Dan Lanning and Tosh Lapoy have taken this defense in 4 years from absolutely abysmal. Well, you saw it in what was that year two at the Texas Tech game when you said that you were right behind the sidelines and Tosh Lapoy
Well,
was just grilling.
yeah, because year one was a huge adjustment phase with a lot of the same guys. Obviously, year two is the same for the most part. It still was crystal ball guys, which no offense to any of them, obviously, but changing scheme and coaching staff like that is it's sometimes hard to transition. But yeah, he was absolutely on that at that Texas Tech game, absolutely just laying into them. But then some of the players were laying into each other about it too, going, this is nonsense right now, And that was when Texas Tech wasn't even that good.
Yeah, so I mean, you can take a team and make them better, make them believe in your style, in your ethic, in the way you teach, and the way you make them. You get them to buy. You get a good team to buy in. They're gonna hold each other accountable, and that's exactly what you're talking about.
And everybody's
Guys getting into guys' faces, going, "You fucked up. You were supposed to do this. Now, next time, do this."
yeah. And as Dan Lane says, if you're good enough, you're old enough. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. If you're good enough, you're old enough. That's his motto. So if you're a true freshman, you're better than a senior. The freshman plays. But also there was good news about that because of that win too. Yeah, a lot of the high-profile recruits for Oregon are even more bought in because they're going. That's why we're with Oregon, right there. This game. That's why we're with them, and pretty sticking committed. I'm like, that's
Do
good
you
because that's
have
how a
the
lot.
Do you
That's
have the Finney tweet up?
I don't have the Finney tweet. Come on, man. How many tweets do you only have pulled up?
Well, I was
You
just
could help me
asking.
out once in a while.
I was just asking because you said you had a bunch of different tweets up. I was like,
I
"Do you
don't
have the
think I
Finney
I don't
one?"
think I have the Finney one up. Now I got to cut this out of with the repost later. God, I have to edit so much now.
Because that one's funny.
No, I don't have the Finney one up.
You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe I don't sit on Twitter and scroll all day either. I scroll like 5 tweets down. If I see one, I bookmark it. That's my Twitter. My Twitter reads. What did it say?
It's a picture of him before he committed. It's a Duck jersey and helmet and a Penn State, and it
Oh,
was
that's right. That's right. Because I saw one. Someone's going, "Oh, a new commit for Penn State," and it was actually an Oregon player. And it's like people are like, "Okay, stop it,
yeah,
stop with this nonsense."
because he chose us over Penn State.
Yeah, stop it. And yes, Moose, you're right. Oh my, could you imagine if Evan Stewart was on the field right now? Good Lord.
Yeah.
Good God. It'd be ridiculous.
Oh, it shows up. How's the hangover? She almost passed out on stream. Almost.
Again.
Almost.
Again. That would have been
Oh,
the third time? No, the fourth time. I think that would have been the fourth time. I think that would have been the fourth time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Moose. That's it. Without Evan Stewart, have we heard good news about Evan Stewart?
well, last week somebody asked Dan about Stewart, and he just kind of said, he's in a really good spot right now. Just kind of chuckling.
That's
So
what I saw, and I was like, what does that mean exactly?
yeah, yeah. Because I think it was, what was it, 6 to 8 weeks they said initially?
Yeah, it really could vary. It just depends on progress or setbacks, I guess, you know. Well, neither can you because you're passed out on the freaking countertop in your kitchen.
Hi, Oli.
Remember the night before? She was like, "Don't you always do it on Mondays?" And I was like, "No, Sundays." She's like, "Oh crap, that's right, you did do it on Sunday." That threw me off. I'm like, "You don't even know what day of the week it is. I don't trust you to count."
That's a good it's a good question there, Troy. Would Moore have progressed like he did if Stewart was still healthy? I think you would. I think it could have been more dangerous because then you have two solid ones. I don't think you'd have. I don't think you'd have as much production out of Gary Bryant per se if that was the case.
That's a tough question to answer because I mean, because if you had
Moore
Stewart
is
though,
better than Bryant for
well, I
sure.
know, yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think a lot of people would double team Stewart, so maybe Moore would have had more production and progression, but because he's kind of like basically the number one, that's kind of a that's a tough one to answer. I don't know.